Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, and who am I speaking to in the 425?
Hello?
Yes, who am I speaking to? Yes, it is, Wendy, and who are you
Great.
with?
My name is Wendy Davidson. I'm calling from David Evans and Associates. You just applied with us for a few positions, and I wanted to discuss that with you, and I was wondering if we could set up a time to do so.
Yeah, that'd be good. Let me look at my calendar. So you're in Bellevue or Seattle?
Well, I am currently in California, but I recruit for David Evans and Associates all through the country.
Yep. I'm actually here in Northern California, but here's my
Okay.
situation. I have engineering licenses in California, Colorado, and Washington State. And in Washington State, you have to have the structural engineer license to design bridges there. And
Yeah.
so I'm very familiar with that. So, and I've worked in Seattle before, so I'm very familiar with that area. So,
Yeah, we have a lot of open positions in Seattle, and I would love to speak to you about the opportunities there. Is now a good time to talk, or do you want to schedule something?
yeah, we can talk about them, sure.
Yeah, great. Okay, so Michael, you just applied, I saw, and like I mentioned, you applied for a few positions. So my first question to you is, what is it that you are looking for in your next position?
Well, I'm looking for stability. Excuse me, I'm recovering from allergies and cold. So I'm looking for some stability. I'm looking for meaningful work. I know that David Evans, I just saw on the post that there's some mass transit work, which I've done in the past. Years ago, I worked on BART, which is our mass transit system here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So I'm just, want something long term. Design buildings and bridges both, so it doesn't matter to me.
So,
Because my career, what's happened is when bridges boom, buildings boom. You know,
yeah, okay.
so that's why I've
So,
had to do both. So, and right now I'm, not working. My client passed away, and so
okay. So, can I just check real quick? You currently you're working for your own company. Is that correct?
yeah, it's just me.
Okay. And you have been doing that since 2012, is that correct?
Yes, I've been doing that. Correct.
Okay. And you say that your client passed away, so that's the reason why you're looking around?
Correct.
Okay. Before that, you were with the City of Austin, and then before that, you were with Middlebrook and Louis. Um,
Yeah, that was a big
so,
building firm, and then they in 2009 they don't exist anymore. They dissolved. So and then the founder passed away. So
okay. All right. And why did you leave City of Austin?
at that time, what happened was the oil glut happened, and that was when the price of oil fell. Texas is big time on oil, and then they had a big drop in city revenue, so I got laid off.
Yeah.
They had a lot of public
Okay.
works projects, and then they all stopped because the price of oil fell, and
Yeah.
that's what they depend on for their revenue. Which you know, I think it's a
Yeah.
bad idea, but I'm not them, so I don't do their budgets.
you're just a structural engineer.
Yeah. Yes.
so, um, so then you decided after that you decided to just go on your own and start your own company. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been basically I go where the work is, so I've been to Seattle. Excuse me, Seattle and Colorado and LA and San Diego, But I'm getting tired of
Okay.
that because I want to be in one place. It's hard to do with a family,
Yeah.
especially and then I have a dog here, so I would like to stay. And yeah, I've been to Seattle the last I think 3 years ago I went there and I had my dog with me. It was very fun to go to Seattle.
Okay. All right. So your preference, because as mentioned, you applied for a few positions. Is your preference Seattle?
I want to see what the work is, the projects are about first before I commit, because I don't know what's going on in Portland. I looked on the website and didn't find it, but it may not contain the most, excuse me, current information.
Yeah.
So that's part of it.
Okay. So what you would like to know is what kind of work you'll be doing. Would that be the
Correct
decider for you?
Yeah, that would be.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I was right now. I think the way to get that information to you is to get you to speak to the person who would be able to tell you that information, because even though I do recruitment for the whole company, it is a little bit difficult to keep track of exactly what projects happen at exactly what business unit and in what region. So the hiring manager is typically more able to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of, you say that the type of work will direct you as to where you want to be. And I assume it's either Seattle or Portland. What type of work would you like to do?
Well, I like designing structures, but I like to look at the challenges behind those too and what type it is. I'm more of the type of, I want to do it, see if I can do it. You know what I mean? That's why I did soft story retrofits for so long, for 5 years. I wanted to see if I could do it. And then, I also did a unreinforced masonry retrofits too. I did one, and then that didn't get built because the owner passed, the contractor that I was working with passed away. And that was a time when COVID shut down here in California. All the hotels were shut down, so he couldn't work on any soft story retrofits because here in I'm in the Bay Area in San Francisco. They are required to put up tenants you displace up in the hotels, and the landlord has to pay for it. And it was difficult to do with all the hotels shut down.
Okay, so is that where your interest lies in retrofits on buildings?
Actually, I do all sorts of stuff, so it's just more than retrofits. It's new buildings and a whole bunch of different stuff.
Okay, so would you say that your interest would be more on horizontal structures rather than bridges?
I have interest in that too. I took a class on it to get refreshed because I hadn't. The last time I designed one was back in 2004. So I felt my knowledge was out of date,
Yeah.
And then when I was working for the city of Austin, I reviewed a few of them.
Because I know that my hiring manager in Seattle definitely is looking for bridge engineers.
Yeah, and I could do that too, so that's no problem. I've adapted to different things. As I said,
it needs to be your passion. It needs to be something that you want to do exclusively. If you're interested in buildings and vertical structures, then
Here's the thing too. Some of them, like transit stations, here in the Bay Area, the one I did, it has to be a building, and you have to do the building standards and the bridge standards. BART does not